Manchester, queen of the cotton cities, nightly I begin to piece you back into existence. The frayed bridal train your chimneys lay, and the warped applause track of Victorian rain. You're the blackened lung whose depths I plumb, the million windows and the smoke-occluded sun, where a girl steps from a door and her cotton-flecked shawl is the first snow on a turf plot back in Mayo. You're the globing of the world, the litany of little cities cast and remade in your image, Osaka, Orizaba, Gabvaro. Your warehouses bloated by curious needs, butter, shellfish, clog blocks, bleach. Your urchins, little merchants, hawking lucifers and besoms to set a small flame guttering in a wet brick basement. In the straw and wood shavings, a mother's lullabies bear their freight of love and typhus. In the small hours, I remake you and remake you, until you grow faint as the footfall on a fever ward, and I awake from my imagination's gaslit parlour, and whatever I seek to have, or hold, or harbour, is pure curio, a wreath of feathers, seashells, human hair, a taxidermist's diorama. This next poem has the title NGC 3949, which is explained away by the epigraph underneath, which reads, a galaxy in Ursa Major, whose formation mirrors almost exactly that of our own. Back from the perforated dark and growing distance, Hubble's milky image brings us to ourselves. The echo pitched up from the moss-wet well, a lover's shape, that indelible stain on the iris. Years down the line, you swear blind the cut and sway of a dark form is her. Neon dazzles the rain-slicked street as you wave away the cab and push back, down through the crowd into the bar. Pilot charting the wrong star by candlelight. Leagues off course, the face, of course, is another's. In this spiral galaxy, the arms embrace the core. Not her, or your idea of her, and never will be. It doesn't matter how beautiful your guess is. And I'll just finish with two poems from this sequence that Roddy mentioned, which is called Home, which I've been writing during my residency at Dove Cottage. It looks alternately at objects from the home life of the Wordsworths, so kind of things in the house. Funny, last night Robert Crawford read a poem about a similar thing, and he talked about them as pieces of shining trivia, the things you always see when you go around the house there. And I wanted to kind of reimagine them a little bit and use them to think about some of the intimacies that existed between William and Mary and Dorothy in this little house, but then also kind of juxtapose that with episodes from my own life or the life of my friends. So it kind of goes object poem, place poem, object poem, place poem. And the best way to think about it, I guess, is as a series of still lifes and portraits. And I'll just read the first two from this. Candle moulds. Pig fat, goose fat, tallow. They sit like corpses in their narrow cots. Fingers in a drowned girl's glove or barrels full of pistol shot. Their smut and smoke will paint the parlour black. But tonight they let her sew a little longer. Let him pace his mind's shoreline. Each thought a wave that breaks against the shingle of type on the printed page. As night spills its ink across the veil, and the stars are cast like powder on a psalter. Tomorrow will bring rain, a hike in taxes, rumours from the camps of defeated armies. But tonight their flames speak of a frugal industry. What little light they made, what light there might yet be. And this last poem is called Silver Lake, which isn't a Lakeland reference, but rather a suburb in Los Angeles. And this is the first kind of portrait poem in the sequence. Silver Lake. This life isn't all hookers and blow, you know. But even so, one day a month you'd ease your car off the boulevard, your U-turn describing a long, slow arc, forgetting the pretense of work, the litter of scripts on your passenger seat, driving south against the rush hour of the commute, as a salmon might make its way by force of will upstream. And so you headed out towards Tijuana. I remember you saying you could order from a menu, how the oiled girls lined up to meet and greet you. But I could not tell you which part of yourself you handed over as your Buick crawled across the border, or which part of yourself you left forever with Tanya, Tracy May, Encarnacion, or Estella.